You know, the most profound lessons don't always come from some grand, sweeping story. Sometimes they hit you in a single, fleeting human interaction. And we're about to dive into one of those moments right now.
All right, so let's set the scene. Picture it. East London, late at night. There's this biting chill in the air, and a thick, heavy fog is just blanketing everything, swallowing the city streets in cold and shadow. And walking through this night is Vincent. He owns the corner provisions. But his mind isn't on the shop. It's not even on the cold. No, he's completely lost, tangled up in the numbers of his tax ledger.
He is so deep in his own head, calculating depreciation of all things, that he's completely disconnected from the world around him. He's basically a ghost walking through his own life, just moments before everything changes. He rounds a corner, and then bam, a heavy, sudden thump. He's walked straight into someone, and in that instant, his whole world of numbers just shatters, replaced by the startling reality of another person right there in front of him.
A small figure crumples to the pavement, and her few possessions scatter across the wet ground. But look, these aren't just random items. A cracked mug, a diary, a blanket. I mean, this is the entire contents of a life, right there on the sidewalk.
When Vincent gets his first real look at her, it just stops him in his tracks. She's so young, maybe 21, and just painfully thin. Her threadbare coat is obviously no match for the freezing night. Her vulnerability is it's immediate and it's overwhelming. And just like that, this wave of guilt just washes over Vincent. His immediate instinct is to help, right? To make things right. But this is exactly where this whole encounter takes a very unexpected turn. So he drops to one knee, and his apology is so genuine, so immediate. He's really trying to bridge that gap his own carelessness just created. But her reaction, it is not at all what he expects. It's sharp, it's panicked. She physically recoils from him, her voice tight with terror, her eyes just wide. His attempt to connect is met with this solid wall of fear. And you've got to watch her priorities here. Before she does anything else, she scrambles to protect her most precious things, that diary and especially that faded photograph. It's so clear that these are her anchors to the world. So Vincent tries a different tack. He sees her suffering, shivering in the cold, and he makes what seems like a simple, kind offer: warmth, a hot drink, just an act of basic human decency, you know? In her response, it's just one word: no. But it is absolutely final. It's whispered, but it carries the weight of a door slamming shut. There is zero room for negotiation in that single syllable. And this right here is the crucial point of the whole story. Vincent starts to realize he wasn't just offering cocoa. He was asking for something much bigger. He was asking for proximity, for a moment of shared space. He was asking for trust. And in her world, trust is a currency she just cannot afford to spend. And then, almost as quickly as she appeared, she's just gone. Her escape is impossibly fast, and it speaks volumes about a life lived on constant high alert. She just scoops up her things and literally melts back into the same fog that produced her, leaving Vincent all alone, still kneeling on the cold, damp pavement with his hand outstretched. So the whole thing is over in a flash. But for Vincent, the processing is just beginning. He's left with this profound and, honestly, pretty uncomfortable revelation about what just happened. As he slowly gets to his feet, there's this one question just burning in his mind. Why? Why would a simple act of kindness trigger such absolute gut-wrenching fear? What did he do wrong? And then it clicks. The light bulb goes off. Hot chocolate. It was too much, too fast. It wasn't the offer itself that was the problem. It was the scale of it, the speed. It was too personal, too intimate, too soon. He gets it now. His well-intentioned offer was actually a massive demand. For someone who has absolutely nothing, being asked to trust a stranger is just an overwhelming request. Her only defense, the only one she had left, was to run. But here's the thing. This story doesn't end in failure. It ends with a new resolution. He decides he's going to look for her again, for Annabelle, but now with a completely new understanding. Next time, he won't offer cocoa.
He'll offer space. He'll offer silence. He's going to let her take the lead.
This tiny little moment, it just pulls back the curtain on a really complex truth about what it means to help someone. And it leaves us with this critical question. When someone has been so hurt that they can no longer afford to trust, how do you possibly bridge that gap?